I'm Nick, and if you're like me, you probably try and get a lot of things done throughout the day, which is something I've mentioned before, but what comes with that is stressing over trying to get everything you want to get done in the day, switching from one thing to the other. But today I want to drive home the fact that the more stress and time constraint you have, the less you'll get out of the stuff that you're doing, which I'm pretty sure is something I've mentioned before, but moreover, I want to mention that stressing about something may seemingly make you more productive, make you move on to the next thing, but in contrast, being relaxed and moseying on through one thing to the next will of course keep you less stressed, which is always a plus, but you'll get more value out of your time being relaxed and being in that state of mind where it's easier to pick up on things and understand things. So yeah, that's just quick on what I want to talk about and what my tip for today is with staying relaxed. But first thought that you may have is that, well, if I'm relaxed and there's no urgency in anything, how am I meant to get a lot of things done? And that's where I want to add a bit of a caveat to this, as in, for the vast majority of people, I'd say being relaxed over them being stressed about something would be better for them. However, there's two different types of stresses for being productive and wanting to get things done. There's the stress of wanting to get stuff done, but being unable to because of confusion and misunderstandings and tripping up. But there's also another type of stress which comes from time constraint. Now, these are very closely linked together, as in too much time constraint will lead to misunderstandings, and too many misunderstandings will lead to time constraints trying to sort it out. But I want to focus on separating the two, as in, if you are a person who's driven to do the things you're doing, maybe you're really motivated that day, what you'll find is that you're closer to the stress that surrounds time constraints than it is the misunderstandings. As most of the time, the more driven you are to learn something, the easier you pick new things up. And what I would say is to leave it as is, to accept that stress and use it as a drive to work harder and get things more done throughout your day. Of course, take it with a pinch of salt as to not stretch yourself too thin throughout the day. But now, the other side of stress, the side that focuses more on you not picking up on new things as easily, you not finding things easy to understand. Now, whether that's just a bad morning or the thing you're learning about is complicated and hard to understand, that type of stress, I reckon, can be best combated by being relaxed and not worrying about not so much how much time you've given yourself, but how much you plan to get done that day. As forgetting about time as a whole and moseying on learning the next thing after the next. At the end of the day, you may have been able to reach all the things that you planned on doing, but without thinking about time, you probably have mucked up the rest of your plan for that day. So just focus on being relaxed and not so uptight about how productive you need to be for that day. Being relaxed and slowly picking up on the new things without making so many mistakes, after a while or even a couple days, you would have taken more value out of your time than you would have trying to cram learning as much things as possible, or more so as much complicated things as possible in that span of time that you gave yourself. And the roll-on effect of having more value out of your time means you're learning more things, means you're better understanding it, and if you better understand something, it's easier to start going up the levels of the more complicated parts of what you're learning about, instead of being stuck at where you started, being unable to reach that next level because you're making too many mistakes and missing the pieces of the puzzle that you need to notice in order to move up. So yeah, thanks for watching. Overall, just when the time calls for it, being relaxed and not worrying so much about being the most productive person you can be in the long run will actually make you more productive. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll throw up some more videos of the channel if you want to check them out, but until then, I'll see you later.